Greetings. I am Dr. Aisha Bashiruddin. Thank you for joining me in Echoes of Experience, a space where memory and meaning meet. The spark of transformation. For 17 years, I lived a life woven tightly into the fabric of Peshawar University. I taught there as a lecturer and later as an assistant professor in English. But my connection went far deeper than my job title. This was the university where my father and uncle had served, where I had wandered as a child, studied from kindergarten to my master's degree, and learned the rhythms of both academic life and community. It was not just a workplace, it was home. Yet, even within that familiar landscape, an inner stirring hinted that I was meant to move beyond where I stood. I had returned from higher studies in Islamabad and the UK, full of ideas and energy. For 8 years, I poured myself into reshaping the academic landscape of my department at the College of Home Economics. I worked tirelessly, but inside I realized, almost reluctantly, that my journey had stopped unfolding. I longed to move forward, to pursue a PhD abroad. A quiet stirring signaled that I was ready for change. But opportunities were scarce, and slowly I felt the slow rise of frustration urging me toward change. Progress had always been part of my identity, and now I felt as if I had reached a dead end. Then, without warning, came the spark. On an ordinary weekend, a call arrived from Karachi, from someone I knew. She spoke of a newly established university looking for faculty, a place of prestige and possibility. I had never even visited Karachi, and the idea of leaving a permanent government post for a private institution felt almost unthinkable. Yet something inside me stirred, a mix of excitement, curiosity, and an inner voice urging me to pause and pay attention. I remember weighing the decision with a strange sense of clarity. My parents, who knew the value of growth, encouraged me wholeheartedly, despite many people warning me not to make such a reckless choice. I found myself drawn toward the unknown. It felt as if a door had quietly opened, and the only step left was to trust myself enough to move forward. So I did. That single decision, the one many thought was a mistake, reshaped the trajectory of my life. It gave me opportunities to grow not just as a teacher, but as a researcher and educational leader. It paved the way for my PhD and offered the kind of professional and personal development I had once only imagined. Looking back, I see how transformation often begins not with certainty, but with a spark, a moment that nudges us beyond the borders of what feels safe. Taking that calculated risk became the turning point of my life, and in the end, it was exactly the leap I needed to become who I was meant to be. I would urge you to reflect on how taking a step forward became a major turning point in your life. Happy thinking. See you in the next Echoes of Experience.